for the people watching this, when we put this out to the world, you want to be watching it about 10 minutes because I've got something interesting to say. And you definitely want to watch near the end because I've got something really cool to say.
Okay.
Right. The biggest problem with fucking South African racing is, do either of you guys know who this guy is?
Not until Henna told me.
Right. So, Pierre, yeah, we've got two young guys just come into racing and they don't know who you are. Pierre Stratum, legend jockey, ridden over 5,500 winners, and you guys don't know who he is. And this is one of the hurdles that we have in racing, right? We don't communicate enough with people your age.
100%. 100%.
Right. So, Pierre, you're muted.
Joe, but not only because of that. It's about horse racing in South Africa. We advertise to the converted. You know, the people that steady track watching racing every day. That's who we advertise. What about getting it out to the rest of South Africa, the whole country? Because how do you get new people? You know, so it's yeah.
And I'll tell you the people we've got here at Glistian. We signed these two oaks up, okay? One in a Chelsea shirt, one in a Man United shirt, right?
Yeah.
Now, these two young boys run a wine club in South Africa, okay? And I'll let you, can you either of you just quickly do an intro of what you do in your lives? And this is, I mean, we should be targeting everybody, but we're missing out on people like Keagan. Keagan, tell us what you do.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a qualified food scientist by degree. So I currently work for one of the big manufacturers of spices for the butchery industry. So yeah, that is my background in terms of qualifications.
You're quite intelligent, apart from your selection of football team.
I mean, you know, questionable, Joao, questionable. But you know what? I'm a steadfast person, so I think I'll stick with my guns, eh? I'll stick with my guns.
And you see,
a
clever young lad.
By education, I'm a sports scientist. By profession now, I'm a salesman.
Okay, but Pierre, you see, I mean, there's these guys out there, they've come into racing, they love it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I was with them the other day, and they both told me what they think are problems. So come on, guys, give us a couple of... Mzi, you said something really cool the other day.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the person that connected us to you, which is, I don't know if I'm going to mention her name, Henna, who's a colleague of mine, or while we worked together, and then obviously became quite acquainted. If it wasn't for her, we would never be having this conversation at all today, because her interest and love brought us in, and then we went to go watch, and it was just fun. I think the biggest thing for us at the time was the barrier of entry. It was that thing, we thought it was for the elite. Obviously, whenever you see racing, for us in SA is Durban July. And then obviously, you know, there it's only big money being spent by big guys. And you think, what am I doing there? Or any other big racing thing is the Ascot in the UK. You think the kings and the queens. So the barrier of entry was really like, can you even get there? Just to put it like in its simplest term. And then obviously through Henna and Joe, it was just, yeah, you can. We're here. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Interesting to hear that. I mean, I get asked many questions through my career and my life, and that's a very nice point to hear. You know that the every person can go to the race course whenever they want to. I mean, we've got racing all over the country. Yeah, interesting to see and to hear.
But they didn't know that, eh, Pierre? They thought that you needed to have ammo to go racing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm telling you, the number one question, guys, Pierre Stratum's ever been asked. Guess what it is? Give me a winner.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm on Facebook, and I started inviting friends and whatever, and it's amazing how many people and they were asking me what's good for tomorrow. So obviously I realized, oh, you can't invite every single person.
How good are your odds so far?
But and another a weird question that I get asked all the time as well is, which horse do you ride? The public, most public of the public think that I only ride one horse. So you get to the race course, there are 9 races, and you ride the same horse over and over and over. And so that's stuff that needs to be educated to the people out there, But most people aren't really interested in horse racing, but if they get to hear how it works, they might.
Well,
no, you make a good point there. Makes a good point because
you said it at
the I mean, I honestly, I didn't even have a clue in terms of how things function, how you go about a day at the horse races. I mean, as Mzi said, I mean, we thought it's for the elite, basically. And, the punters. If you're not a punter, you don't belong there. And to find out, I mean, a jockey will ride maybe 4 or 5 horses on a day. It's like, it blows the mind, sometimes, because it's like, you don't know those intricate things. And it was such a mind opener, I guess, to see it live for myself. And I think that's the type of things us youth don't know about in terms of horse racing. I mean, there's so many unanswered questions, if I can put it like that, to actually get there.
I'm hoping today's video, because we've done a few of these already with some people that are in racing, etc., etc. But I really wanted to do this one, and we're doing another one next week with a lady who comes into it from an analytical perspective. But for me, and my love for the game, and Pierre's love for the game, for us to hear how racing is failing, but also to know how well or how Glistian, and there's a few others out there, of course, but we're the best. But and humble,
number one,
and humble. But for $199 a month, you guys have had a jaw like 3 or 4 times, and I'm pretty sure you will be racing fans for a long time. So
100%.
I don't even think we need to spend a lot of money, but we definitely need to communicate better as a sport. We definitely need to.
No, I think so. That one thing, firstly, marketing strategies is about communication, right? So getting out there is the first thing. Letting people know, younger people or up-and-coming people, whatever, know that actually this is accessible.
Yeah.
And this is the way to make it accessible. And I think that's where Glistian comes in. It's breaking those barriers, as Mzi mentioned earlier. It's breaking those barriers,
Right.
And it doesn't need to cost you much money to be part of this. Part of the game.
Not at all.
No,
I mean, you spend more than $200 a month to do who knows what. You can't even remember the last $200 and rands that you last week. You said fly by, and now you're doing $200 to like a whole new experience. Like even when we come back from a weekend and Henna and then we're chatting, oh, how was your weekend? Went to the horses, like the horsing people. And then they're also interested. They think again like that barrier to entry and like, oh, it's elite, it's that thing. So now they're seeing just normal cool people getting involved, and that's how you can slowly bring it in. Because when you even tell people like our other friends and other circles, oh, you got horses, they're like, wow, like it's a bit of a shock. Like, oh my gosh, like how did you guys pull that one off? Like I know you guys can do a lot, but like how did you pull that one off? And it's like, come with us for the next weekend. Come and enjoy. Come and
we have. I mean, there's 15 people going on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh wow! You see. You see. So it is working, Zhao. Slowly but surely,
I think Pierre's frozen there.
Yeah, I think we might have put.
Hold it.
Right,
Just wait to ride a horse quickly.
Just so you two know, right? Oh, load shedding.
Oh.
Garrett. Oh, there he is. Are you there?
And I was
okay, so you're going on Saturday. We've got 15 people going on Saturday. Okay, and Saturday's not a big day, but it's a relatively nice day's racing. Okay, and we've got a horse running on Saturday called Street Art, funnily enough, and he is currently third favorite to win the race on Saturday. And I'll talk about him now because actually Pierre won on him last time. So Pierre rode him last time. Yeah. But so you guys haven't yet got into the form side of things and whatever. You'll get there. You'll like the betting and all that. It's easier to just have fun at the moment. You know, like you guys were doing the other day. Pick a horse, pick your favorite color, pick your favorite job. Yeah, 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Okay. As you progress more and more knowledgeable in racing, everybody will tell you don't take tips from jockeys. They're the worst tipsters, right?
Yeah, you're gonna take that line down.
I mean, I got criticized so much for tipping my horse in the Met. It was a short favorite. I thought it would win, and yet when you're wrong, you get criticized for giving honest opinion. So, us jockeys, we can never win. We can never win.
Right. But anyway, Pierre, you rode Street Art last time. Have you had a look at the race for Saturday yet?
I just had a quick squiz. Well, the thing is, he won a very good race last time because he wasn't.
You got cuck signal.
To win. And,
No, we're struggling to hear you, bro.
Like Keagan and Mzi will eventually find out handicap how much weight
Yeah, we
horse
can't.
carries. It's
We can't
almost
hear.
like golf.
Yeah.
So Africa.
Pierre, we can't hear you. We lost you for the last minute.
Still not?
Hello?
Okay, now?
Yeah, better.
Back. Keep
No,
going, guys. Keep going.
No, we can't hear you. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay. Yeah, he's got terrible signal, which is a pity. Okay, but basically Street Art will run on Saturday, guys.
Okay.
Pierre won on him last time. Now in horse racing, sometimes when the jockeys have little transgressions, they get punished and they have to take suspensions. So Pierre rode him last time, he won on him, but he can't ride him this week because he's suspended. Okay.
What did you do?
Okay.
He's innocent. Mzi is innocent.
Okay.
He's sponsored by OJ Simpson.
Okay. 100%. I get it. The black glove didn't fit.
Wasn't me. Anyway,
Shaggy wasn't me.
You muted.
So
Pierre's suspended. So yeah. So he's not guilty. I mean, he can tell you what he allegedly did, but
did you go 13? Was it 13 instead of 12?
Oh, I told them about the hits. No, it was
yeah. Well, I'm not a whip guy, so I'll never get into trouble for that.
Yeah, as you guys progress in racing, you'll know that you'll find out, hopefully, Pierre will still ride for another 15 years. You'll see that he was always very gracious in the saddle and not a jockey that would use the whip.
Oh.
No.
So Pierre's always been in tune with the horse, well balanced, and the horses have done the work effectively. Yeah. So Pierre, can Street Art win on Saturday? Ali's got cuck signal this circuit.
Look, it's harder now. I mean, I think he got a big penalty.
Yeah.
Joe, we've got load shedding here, so can you hear me? We've got load shedding.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you can hear me, yeah, he's gone up in class now because Mimi won. he wasn't meant to win last time on handicapping terms, but yet he improved to be able to beat the horses, even though he was supposed to carry a lighter weight. So it was a very good win. He obviously is improving, and well, he's
third favorite.
He's got to have a good chance. He's in form, but who's favorite and second favorite?
I'll tell you now. Bless My Stars is favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, Bless My Stars ran third in the Durban July.
Yeah.
July. So is Street Art good enough to beat horses that ran in the July? Probably not.
Probably not.
So I would lean towards Bless My Stars.
And Safe Passage is second favorite.
Safe Passage. Okay.
Yeah. Look, obviously, from our perspective, from Glistian's perspective, he's currently, for you guys, you novices, he's currently rated 107. Okay, so horses have ratings. And I mean, we're dreaming of him running in the July this year. And because the July is a handicap, ideally we want him to have be rated like 113, 114 by the time the July comes. So he'll only take 53 kilos, and then he'll have a chance to be competitive, you know. It's very hard on Saturday because they're all carrying more or less the same weight. Okay. I just want to say something. I just want to talk about, I said I was going to announce something interesting. Pierre, we are very close to doing a deal with a major bookmaker in South Africa who's going to sponsor us and give some prizes to our viewers, etc., etc. I'll make that announcement in a few weeks' time. We're very close to that.
Love it.
And Pierre, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, we are going to just talk about something else now. You guys can ask any questions while we talk about this. But Pierre, we had an incident at Turfentine today where in a race where a horse inadvertently, advertently, whatever you want, ducks into another horse. It's quite a dangerous situation. And right, wrong, or indifferent.
Wow.
In the interview after, the winning jockey intimates that he's not satisfied with the other jockey, and he almost implies that it was done on purpose. Now, religion plays such an important part in racing that I thought we'd go with, let he without sin cast the first stone, which is a very famous saying from the Bible.
Yeah.
So, did you watch today's race, Pierre?
Yes, I watched it. Look, Calvin Habib rode main defender, and he ran into Gavin Larina's horse at quite an angle.
Yeah. At a vital part of the race.
Yes.
Is it?
I don't know if it's done on purpose. It just looked to me like Gavin's horse was going to win the race in any case. The fact that he went at such an angle to the other horse, either it's negligent or on purpose. I'm not the person who can answer that. I'm glad I'm not a stop-in steward. But normally, if a horse starts running off a straight course, it's your job as a jockey to straighten the horse out. And when a horse starts running, by that time, as a jockey, you should be straightening your horse out. So the horse ran into the other horse, and at one point I thought the horse broke down. So it's I'm glad. Apparently the horse is pulled up sound and his horse is okay. But it's something that I think should not have happened. I think it's negligent.
Okay, but here's my point, right? I think Calvin's one of the nicest and cleanest riders in the country, personally. I also think that it happens 4 or 5 strides before the winning lines. He possibly doesn't have sufficient time to take evasive action. But actually, all of that for me is pie in the sky, Pierre. Should it have been mentioned in the interview? That's what I'm saying. Or should the two of them just sort it out in the jockey room afterwards, or in Vegas, or whatever, in a ring? Do you know what I mean? Like, do we discuss it? I'll tell you why. Because funnily enough, I own a horse called Bob, So I'm now going to share the screen with you, Oaks, my screen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show exactly the same two jockeys where it happens the other way around. And nothing gets said. And then the same jockey against Jason Gates, again, against Bob again. And I think the second one is actually more important because it really does happen very close to the winning line. And Bob goes on to win the race. But I just think, personally, let he without sin cast the first stone. So I'm going to share and you guys, you novices in racing, can just have a look at this. And can you guys see the screen now?
Yeah, we can. We can.
So,
the blue flame, but with 150 to go, it's still so seductive from Bob inside the closing stages. So
yes, seductive.
Here comes Bob along the inside. It's these two.
And there he goes. Gavin keeps Bob. And if you watch the head on, which we're going to watch now,
the blue flame, Path of Power, and then came behind that Pearl Harbor. So it was expected to be a
now if you watch the head on, Gavin Arenas with the red sleeves, Jason comes on Bob, and look what happened.
So seductive going quickly.
Joe?
Effort, and here is Bob under Jason Gates coming home to challenge So Seductive.
Keep watching, keep watching. There he goes. In he goes.
Towards the center of the
bang.
Bob also makes a move out. They do contact each other there, but I think at the end of the day, Bob will maintain his superiority. For Glistian Events Limited. I know Joe D'Amato was at the races on Thursday.
Hey, special mention.
Tony Peters, the winning trainer. He's got
what I'm saying is, I've got to figure out how to get this back.
Right, that was a very competitive race too. The Wilgerbos maiden plate won, of course, by Bob. Very brave run beating off So Seductive. And the winning jockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me make this thing bigger again. Okay, so because I did the screen share, I'm trying to figure out how to get you guys back now. Are you there?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, I'm struggling. Yeah, I can also see you guys. I've changed the yeah. Anyway, okay. So there we have a similar situation, Pierre, and I just think personally it should have been sorted out in the jockey room. It shouldn't have been mentioned.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've had some arguments jockeying before, us jockeys, and we've hit one another and done all that stuff because we are frustrated. We want to win the races.
Yeah.
So, you know, when another jockey rides into you or interferes with you, and I'm guilty of it myself through the years, you know, there's anger and because there's pressure from your trainer and your owner, and you want to do well for yourself as well. So we can sometimes sort it out, and then we get into trouble in the jockey room. Look, when you in an interview, you answer what the presenter asks you. So you know sometimes you get put in the spot as well.
Yeah, I'm not having a go at Gavin, to be honest with you. I really am not. I mean, I think he's a great rider, you know. I think it's interesting that in the last month, I've been privy to twice where Gavin's been the inverted commas offender in that situation, and that wasn't mentioned. Do you know what I mean? And you two guys that are new in racing, what I would take from what Pierre's just said is that these guys are competitive, right? And sometimes when things happen, they do take it personally in the jockey room and they do sort their crap out amongst themselves, you know? You know, one of the biggest things I used to get told in racing a lot is, oh, racing is crook. And like the racing I've experienced is not crook. Racing is competitive. And we're dealing with animals that weigh 500 kilos. If either of you can guess how much Pierre weighs, right? I'll get Henna to buy you a tequila on Saturday. Go on, you go first, Keagan.
I would say about a 50, 55.
That's two guesses.
Oh, 50.
I say 48.
You're a striker. You're in the game, bro.
Damn it.
I wish. I wish. Horses. I'm about 59 kilograms at the moment, and when I'm on holiday, it goes up.
Ah.
I mean, Pierre's a senior statesman in the game, right? But in his heyday, probably rode 52, 53, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
54. But think about that. You've got 54 kilograms sitting on top of 500 kilograms.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing 60 Ks an hour or whatever it is, 64 Ks an hour sometimes.
That sounds like a math problem.
Yeah.
In school.
Yeah.
and a lot of punters, they very quick to criticize, and that's what I want to try and explain now. Like I always say, the best jockey in the world is the grandstand jockey, because they can win every race, and they would have ridden the best races. People don't understand. We don't. It's not a horse is not driving a car. It's not about putting your foot down and it goes, or putting a brake and it stops. And if you want to go left, you turn the steering wheel, and you want to turn right, you turn the steering wheel. With the horses, they've got their own minds. Sometimes they are nervous. Sometimes they're still learning. Sometimes the horse doesn't really want to run, or horse is injured, or it's got a little problem. Horses run away from their injuries. So if a horse is sore in the right leg, they run to the left in general. So horses, they jump slow, and then they want to run flat out, and then you're in a bunch of the field. And sometimes the horse jumps and just goes flat out from the beginning, and you want to sit at the back, and we are not in control all the time. And then the other thing is, in a full field, you've got 16 horses. So there's 15 other jockeys trying to get a position, and they've also got issues with their horses. They also don't have the gears and the petrol and the brakes and the steering wheel. So we're all in a similar situation where we are trying to get the horse to run what we want him to do, but the horse doesn't want to do it. And then other jockeys on the same issue. So it can be quite messy, and I don't think most punters, 19.
So tell me, Pierre, what are the criterias that you look at specifically for choosing a horse that you would be comfortable to ride? Or is it like a random selection, or how does it work in that sense?
Okay, so I weigh 59 kilograms.
Okay.
That I can't ride any other horses, any horses that carry less than 59 kilograms. I can't ride because I'm too heavy for them.
Hey.
But
okay,
dieting like I did for the July last year, and this year for the Met, for one of the other big races. I had to diet a couple of weeks, and he don't eat and drink a lot of water and whatever. So then I can manage to get my weight down, which means then I can ride more horses. But if I ride, I weigh 50, I can't ride a horse that carries 52 kilograms. I'm too heavy. So that's first criteria. It's a process of elimination. So I'll take out all the horses that I can't ride, and now I'm going to try and choose from those horses 59 and 60 kilogram. Can I ride any of those horses? So there are trainers that have got their own jockeys. So then I won't get a ride from that trainer. So that eliminates my chances of getting a good ride. And then eventually, sometimes you end up taking a ride that's got no chance. But I'm in a situation where I need to keep my fitness up, and I need to keep my weight down. So by riding, my fitness stays high, and my weight might drop if I keep riding. So sometimes, even if I don't have a good horse, I have to ride, because it's also it's an income. And by riding for that trainer, that trainer might just say to you, well, I want you to ride more of my horses. So
okay, so it's an opportunity as well.
Yeah, it's really hard. And And jockeys, for example, muscle is their enemy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Muscle's heavy, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we are fit, and but we can't build muscle because then we are going to be heavier. So it's a fine line of doing too much. I've seen some jockeys, they need to lose weight, so they go to the gym, and I think, like, why would you go to the gym? Because now you're just building muscle, but you're losing weight at the same time. So it's a bit of a oxymoron.
Catch-22. Yeah.
Sure, shut up. Pause. Time out. Time out. Did you just use a big word?
Okay.
Okay, listen, guys, we've been on for long. I'm going to finish with something. I'm going to share the screen again because Pierre Stratum did tell one lie in this interview or in this podcast today. He said horses aren't like cars, they're animals, right? So this guy here, who's genuinely one of the greatest in the world and definitely the greatest in South Africa from the amount of wins, ability, etc., 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 right? He rode a horse a few years ago, actually. He'll know exactly when it was. And this horse was a South African horse. It didn't cost a lot of money. And he did something amazing on this horse. And this horse was an amazing horse. And we're going to wrap it up with that. So once that video's finished, I'll switch off. But enjoy this. This is Pierre Stratum on one of his favorite horses in Hong Kong. And that's how I'm going to end today's video. Pierre, can you just tell the lads how much financially that was worth, but how much that was worth from a ticking the box perspective?
Well, I'm sure you're talking about Jojo the jet plane.
Correct.
Lovely name.
It was a horse in Africa, and the trainer and the owners decided to try Hong Kong, and it was an international meeting, so all the best horses compete. And well, a friend of mine, Queen Stratum, owned the horse, or most of the horse, and I went across to Hong Kong to ride the horse, and it was just one of those races where everything fell into place. But before the horse got to Hong Kong, it had to travel from South Africa, go to quarantine to Cape Town for, I think, 30 or 40 days, then to Mauritius, then from Mauritius all the way to Hong Kong. Now, the horse had to be fit, so the trainer had to be on top of his game. And eventually I got to Hong Kong just before the horse was running. But luckily for me, I'd ridden Hong Kong before, so I had the experience, and I knew how to ride. I tried to get another ride on the day, just to sort of loosen up and get a feel for the track, and I couldn't get enough. So I was riding in a jockey room on a mechanical horse, physically and trying to play over and over in my mind how I think it will work, and it happened to work out absolutely perfect. But remember, this horse was an easy horse to ride. You would jump fast at the starting stalls. He had enough speed to be in a good position, and he had acceleration. So we managed to win by a short head right on the line, and it's still my greatest win ever.
And like I told you guys when I saw you at Turfentine the other day, right? You can buy 5 million shares in Man United. You will never play for them.
Yeah.
But you can buy a racehorse for 5,000 Rand or 50,000 Rand, and you could end up in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And if you continue on your journey with us at Glistian for not a lot of money every month, you will get to experience some of the stuff. So I'm going to start recording the screen again. And I'm going to just share screen. Sorry. I'm going to share the screen. Let me just figure it out. And I'm going to...
You always have to deal with, lack of a better word, backseat quarterbacks. And that's what the grandstand jockeys.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is Pierre on his favorite horse in Hong Kong. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys soon
Thank you for having us.
AJ the Jet Plane.
Lucky 9 taken back, and One World has really overdone it. He settles 4 lengths last. And Dim Sum, Rocket Man, and Ultra Fantasy have all jumped well. JJ the Jet Plane to 4th, Sacred Kingdom 5th. Let Me Fight improving his position from Kingsgate Native. Then Hortensia. Cerise Cherry goes forward 3 deep. A length further back to Little Bridge. Green Birdie, Joy and Fun. And Lucky 9 being urged along, and 2 out the back to One World, who stands them a huge start today. And it's the stablemate Dim Sum tearing along in the lead by a length and a half to Ultra Fantasy. Rocket Man in striking distance 3rd. JJ the Jet Plane, Sacred Kingdom next, with Sacred Kingdom in a pocket for the moment. Then Let Me Fight, Cerise Cherry, Kingsgate Native, and a long break to Green Birdie and Lucky 9 as they straighten up. And Dim Sum is the leader from Ultra Fantasy. Rocket Man's charging at them, so's JJ the Jet Plane. Sacred Kingdom back towards the rails, has got work to do, but he's digging in now. The champ, Sacred Kingdom, he's going after Rocket Man and JJ the Jet Plane. Rocket Man in front, JJ, he won't go away. JJ lunges at Rocket Man and JJ the Jet Plane. JJ the Jet Plane beats Rocket Man and Sacred Kingdom in an epic finish to the 2010 sprint. Then Let Me Fight, Hortensia, Lucky 9, Green Birdie, Kingsgate Native, Dim Sum, Little Bridge, Joy and Fun, Ultra Fan.
Did you guys watch that?
Yeah.
That doesn't say.
That's insane, right? That's what I still get goosebumps. Right, Piers dropped off. Thanks for the show. We'll see you boys soon.
Thank you very much for having us, Joe.
Cheers.